Hello everybody and welcome to the start of your morning with Good Morning Sri Lanka right here on MTV Sports. I am Vasam Ismail hosting the show, and you are probably wondering what topic we've got cooked up for you this morning, because every day we discuss various different topics, different lifestyle stuff, hobbies, you name it, we've got it all covered. And you're also probably wondering which guests we brought into the studio this morning. But before I introduce you to them, now the topic is something which we've continuously been discussing on and off on Good Morning Sri Lanka, but of course in those instances we've brought in a few individuals who basically talk about the particular topic as a hobby or as a profession. And what I'm talking about right now is photography. But if you've been on Facebook and if you've been following some of the pictures that will pop up on your news feed, and if you are interested in youth events, be it because it's a family thing where one of your cousins or nieces or sons or daughters were in and captured by these individuals, you would have seen pictures popping up with a banner on top that says Extreme Youth. And extreme, not in the conventional way of spelling it, it's actually X-T-R-E-M. And to introduce these guys to you, let me introduce Ignatius and Vindhya and Suharda.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
So, Extreme Youth, now when I spoke to you a little while ago, I was also told that you guys have about 65 people together and 50 of them are photographers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Ignatius, you're one of the founding members of Extreme Youth.
Yeah,
And you are one of the photographers as well.
I'm a photography as hobby.
Yeah. And Vindhya, you are?
I am, in the title, I am the chief editor of Extreme Youth, and I involve in many other things as well.
Involved in other things.
Oh, well, mostly like carrying their bags, you know. Carrying their bags and lenses and empty boxes when they're like go around taking photographs of others.
So
Yeah.
is it safe to say, like, even in a star team, star sports team, a star player can always sometimes be a water boy?
Oh, come on.
No, it's not like we were.
Well, so she's one of those passionate people who also, while she does her professional work, she'll also pick up
Yes.
all your...
Basically, it's a family thing, right?
Now, give me the credit, guys. Come on, I do a big thing.
I was just kidding with you. Suharda?
Yeah, so basically...
So you are a photographer?
Yes, I am.
And is that something you do professionally?
Basically, I'm reading for a degree in management.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I'm in second year now. And I do this as a professional as well.
Okay, so once you finish your degree, do you think you're going to get into the line of photography, or do you think you're going to get into the line of management?
I'm trying to get into
Or you're going to manage photography?
both. That's why I'm doing both.
Well, it's a good combination indeed. Now, Ignatius, being one of the founding members, do tell us how you came up with Extreme Youth.
It was back in 2010. We didn't start this to do photography or event coverages. We have a separate website. We launched this as an online magazine. We have this lifestyle section, some anthologies, documentaries there. Through the Facebook page, we are publishing them. Things got shared with others.
So basically went viral.
Yeah, went viral, and people got to know us. Then only some of the photographers joined with us. Then we started this photography thing and coverage things.
I see. Anything to add to that, guys?
So like now most people know them as like is a photography page, but we are really happy to keep their cherished moment preserved.
Yeah. That's like one of our taglines, keeping your cherished moments preserved. Yeah, that's one of our goals actually.
Keeping your cherished moments preserved.
And to add to that, the main title is covering every aspect of youth, and in that we mostly cover events, public events, and in our preserving cherished moments, like they're mostly personal events.
Okay, let me stop you there. Ignatius mentioned an online magazine.
Yes.
And you also mentioned that you cover events.
Yes.
And these are youth-based events.
Yes.
Is there anything else you do as well with this?
Actually, I should add a little more about online magazine, because at the moment, since photos go viral, people know us mostly as a bunch of people who do photography, but there is a very established online magazine going on. There are many celebrity interviews, like articles, and there are fashion articles, technology related articles, creative writing. There are a lot of articles like that. And also in a couple more months we are actually in the process of printing a magazine as well.
Ooh, so there's going to be a launch of a print
here's
magazine.
the news. Look forward to that. Yeah, we are working on it.
So
yeah, so
if you're in the
then
market
I
for
will be a
buying,
little more important to these guys than like carrying their bags. So
any plans on getting ebooks on it as well? Online
yeah,
versions?
of course, we will cover
So we can just
everything.
download it on our tab and not waste paper.
Yeah.
Everything's going digital nowadays, so. And I think
Yes, of
that's those are the values you founded on as well, isn't it?
Yes, that's it.
So something you kind of mentioned to me earlier also is the fact that you also look into social responsibility digitally.
Yes.
Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, actually the beginning of Extreme Youth started by actually trying to educate and inform the online community, especially the youth community, about safety in online and social media. We started up as a little community. It was called MISL Facebook community, and there we
What's
actually
MISL?
made in Sri Lanka. Yeah, that evolved into Extreme Youth. That was like
Yeah.
our foundation, MISL, and there we actually educated people, because that was about the time Facebook was started and people were getting to know Facebook, but they're actually putting and uploading pictures here and there, and they didn't know about privacy, and there were so many misusings going on. So yeah, as the beginning of Extreme Youth, we were a crowd of youth who actually knew a little bit about online security and safety, and we wanted to actually get other people to know that.
Which is actually great, because usually when it comes to these main organizations and stuff, they wait for a particular period of time till they become successful to actually carry out socially and environmentally ethical practices, or social or CSR, corporate social responsibility, or even other sustainability measures. But in your case, it's a great example, because when you did start, obviously you all started really small, and you weren't as successful back then as you are now, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually a good example to others as well, because from day one you guys have been thinking of the social aspects, bringing it into your values as well. So hats off to you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So any other plans in terms of social responsibility?
Yeah, actually when we tell about this whole youth, it's not like Extreme Youth is a bunch of people who are in another level, a different level, and speculating and thinking that youth may be this. We are actually in youth. We know how it is, we are living it. We are actually one of them, so we know the problems that the youth is going on, and we know when it comes to events, we know how hard it is to actually find money and organize the school events. So if you talk to our fans, you know that we understand them, so that's why they are so close to us. So in the future also, when we actually eventually grow, we are trying to keep that closeness with our fans. That's like one of our very big goals.
Okay, let me try and see if I can spur up some controversy in this studio.
Sure.
Suharda, what is your opinion of Vindhya's editing skills?
Actually,
Please be honest. I mean, not because I'm here, honey.
yeah, she's quite great, I can say.
But
Yeah. Let
There's a
me
big bun on
see
your
if
face,
my
Suharda.
pistol is here.
but I shouldn't mention that part here.
what about you, Vindhya? Anything to say about Suharda's?
He is superb. I mean, not just
Awesome
as
photographer. Right?
No. I was just going to tell. I mean, not just as a photographer. I consider him as my own brother. He's younger to me, and he's like my own brother. So he's a really good guy also.
Actually, I need to ask Ignatius this, because he's one of the founding members, and he's one of the guys responsible for bringing in the talent, right?
Yeah.
So how is the talent here right next to you? Vindhya and Suharda.
Tell about Vindhya.
Don't forget myself.
Do you think Vindhya is a good editor?
Yeah.
If you can talk about me.
Yeah, you can just. Now the thing is, I am like so good. He's speechless. You can't describe me in words. Like, come on, you can understand, right?
Great.
Okay.
And actually, one of the things which we'll be doing this morning is the fact that now, though you have 65 people
Yeah.
in your team, we are obviously not able to interview all 65
Yes.
of them, but we do have 8 people in the studio this morning.
Yes.
And we will basically, in the next few segments, we'll be changing our guests. We'll be bringing other people from the team, and we will seat them here, and I will go on the slow process of interrogation. But I think Sudhardha, you're planning on coming back, right?
Yes, of course.
So Sudhardha, we're not going to say
And don't forget to ask them about me also. Okay?
So Sudhardha is going to be back, but we're going to say bye to Vindhya and Ignatius. So
Okay.
Thank you for being with us on the show.
Thank you so
I'm gonna
much
look
for
forward
having us.
to
We had a really
interviewing
good
the other
time.
members of your team. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. I am your host Vasam on MTV Sports. Photography is the topic for this morning, and like I said in the previous segment, we'll be interchanging guests during the segments this morning, because we have 8 people in the studio, and they all belong to this organization called Extreme Youth, which deals in event photography, and they also have an online magazine. I think they do a little bit of videography, which we will get into shortly. But the new guests for this segment from Extreme Youth, to introduce them to you, we have Randil. Hello. And we have Upeksha. And we have someone who I was introduced to as the youngest member of Extreme Youth. We have Anjula.
Hi.
So I'm going to start with you, Anjula, since they made it a point to introduce you to me as the youngest member of Extreme Youth. May I ask your age?
I'm 16.
So you're 16.
That's right.
So are you schooling?
Yeah.
So this is something you do part-time.
Yeah. pretty much.
And what is it exactly that you do?
I'm the editor of Extreme Youth.
You're an editor. Okay. And Upeksha?
Editor.
Editor? Randil?
I'm doing photography.
Oh, Randil looks like the photographer.
Thank you very much. I have to look like this to go to the crowds and do the photography. Most of them
He
know
thinks
me.
he's good looking.
Well, don't say that. He is quite a good-looking gentleman. Upeksha. Naughty.
I know.
All right. So, I'm going to ask this question from you, Upeksha.
Yeah.
Describe to me a day in the life of an editor at Extreme Youth.
A day. Okay. Here I'm doing my work at home. I'm getting a call from these people that we are covering an event. Can you come down by 12:31?
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I have to tell my mother. And then I somehow make my mother make me come here. Like I convince her I have like a lot of work. I have to, go to these XY, these meetings. And I then make my time and I come. So then when I come there, what we do is actually when they're photographing, but as an editor, as a content writer, what I have to do is like, get to know people around and get their comments, because we have to then post event, we have to make, a content for that. So that's how it goes. But at the end of the day, I end up eating a lot. End of the day, I end up being scolded by mother.
Scolded by?
My mother, because
Okay.
for getting late.
All right,
But
then
I should say that these people provide me transport.
I see, but I mean that's the whole part of the job, isn't it? When you cover
It's
events.